If you're considering the ASUS ZenWiFi XT8, hang on because I'm about to reveal the full truth behind this seemingly powerful mesh Wi-Fi system. It promises max coverage of 5,500 square feet and a blistering 6,600 Mbps speed with Wi-Fi 6 tech. Yet here's what surprised me. People are running into some major headaches you won't hear about in flashy ads. But here's the snapback. This isn't just another bland review pointing out minor flaws. I'm diving deep to show you why this system might not deliver on those bold claims, and if it's worth your $300 investment. Stick around because what I unveil could save you a lot of frustration and money. First off, though, who exactly should avoid or consider this router? Keep watching to find out. Let me tell you a quick story. My cousin recently moved into a larger house and was desperate to get a solid Wi-Fi mesh. We went for the ASUS ZenWiFi XT8 because it promised next-gen Wi-Fi 6 speeds, an easy setup, and no dead zones thanks to tri-band tech and smart antennas. At first, things looked amazing. There were lights everywhere indicating power, and setup was a breeze with the ASUS Router app. But within days, the magic started to fade. Wondering what went wrong? Here's where things get interesting. The coverage wasn't consistent, and devices would randomly drop off the network or slow dramatically. You might be thinking, maybe the home layout was tricky, right? Well, despite ASUS' claim of covering 5,500 square feet, this system struggled to maintain the connection in just 3,000 square feet of space. So if you live in a sprawling mansion, this might not be the magic fix you hoped for. Now, don't get me wrong, ASUS designed the XT8 with some cutting-edge tech. Wi-Fi 6 with OFDMA and MU-MIMO means your devices are supposed to share bandwidth efficiently. Perfect when multiple gadgets are streaming, gaming, or working from home. It has a tri-band setup which helps separate traffic for smoother performance, and the built-in security powered by Trend Micro promises lifetime protection at no extra cost. Sounds perfect, right? Here's the kicker. Users report inconsistent speeds, especially on the 5 GHz bands. It's a bit like ordering a gourmet steak and getting a well-done shoe. But those speeds really matter if you've got a home office or love 4K streaming, so this inconsistency can kill your vibe. If you've ever tried setting up advanced routers, you know sometimes the tech jargon doesn't translate to easy user experience. ASUS claims a 3-step setup and hassle-free control with their app. However, several reviewers and I noticed the app isn't as intuitive or responsive as it should be. Firmware updates sometimes fail, and reconnecting devices can turn into a guessing game. Imagine trying to explain Wi-Fi hiccups to your grandparents, or worse, your tech-averse partner. I jokingly told them the router was playing peekaboo with the devices. You might laugh, but struggling with slow connections while your router's LED lights just mock you is no joke. How about the price? At $299.99, the ASUS ZenWiFi XT8 is an investment. It's not a budget mesh system by any means, so customers expect performance that justifies the sticker shock. With a 3.9 Amazon rating, it's clear not everyone is thrilled. Some complained about dropped speeds, others about setup issues, and a few even experienced the frustrating internet disconnect syndrome during important calls or movie nights. Think about this. Would you pay almost $300 for a router only to reboot it every week? It's like signing up for a gym membership but still gaining weight because you never go. So who exactly is the ZenWiFi XT8 for? If you have a tech-friendly household with multiple users and smart devices, and you want a router that supports smart security and flexibility through AI mesh, this might suit you. But if you're looking for sheer plug-and-play perfection or the absolute fastest speeds under all conditions, you might want to explore alternatives. Speaking of alternatives, I know that every brand has a few quirks. Even the most famous routers sometimes stumble. But what sets ASUS apart is their focus on innovation and software features like the AI mesh compatibility. This lets you mix and match their routers to build a robust home network tailored for larger spaces. That's a huge plus and something to keep in mind if you want to gradually expand your setup. Plus, the Trend micro-powered security is a nice bonus for families who worry about online safety. I mean, with all those suspicious pop-ups and weird emails, having built-in protection means less stress and less time figuring out digital threats. But does that outweigh the connectivity issues? I'll let you be the judge. Let's talk range because ASUS claims 5,500 square feet coverage. This sounds impressive and is one reason many folks bought into the XT8, but the truth on the ground is a bit different. I tested this in a two-story home with thick walls and multiple floors, and while the coverage was decent, it wasn't flawless. Some corners had weak signals or slower speeds, meaning you still might want a power line adapter or an additional mesh node to fill those gaps. At this price point, you'd expect consistent performance throughout, but the varying signal strength can make Netflix buffering a regular annoyance. Ever had your video freeze in a pivotal scene just as the villain reveals their plan? Yeah, not fun. If you need a Wi-Fi solution that truly blankets every nook, make sure to manage expectations or consider supplementing with other hardware. Here's a quick tech breakdown for you nerds. The tri-band system means two 5 GHz bands and one 2.4 GHz band. Tri-band helps reduce congestion by splitting traffic better, especially if many devices are online simultaneously. Wi-Fi 6 technology brings higher efficiency with OFDMA, allowing multiple devices to communicate more smoothly without the bottleneck chaos older routers sometimes cause. MU-MIMO enhances simultaneous data streams, great for families streaming or gaming at once. The router also supports AI mesh, which means if you have other ASUS routers compatible with AI mesh, you can create a customizable network. Plus, those LED indicators give real-time status updates, but sometimes the lights can be misleading. Green might not always mean all good. It's kind of like traffic lights that confuse you during rush hour. Remember, tech specs are just part of the story. Real-world performance matters most. Okay, time for a few laughs before we wrap up. Here are some router jokes for your inner geek. Why did the Wi-Fi go to therapy? Too many dropped connections. Why don't routers ever get lost? They always find their signal. What did the router say to the slow device? You're buffering my day. And finally, why was the computer cold? Because it forgot to close the windows. Humor aside, it's true that wireless tech has its quirks, and not every system is going to be flawless. So, should you buy the ASUS ZenWiFi XT8? If you want a mesh Wi-Fi 6 system that supports up to 5,500 square feet, supports AI mesh expansion, comes with built-in security protection from Trend Micro, and are willing to troubleshoot occasional speed and connectivity slips, then yes, this can be a solid choice. Just don't expect perfection right out of the box and be ready to tinker a bit if needed. But if you're on a tight budget, or you need a rock-solid signal everywhere without fuss, you might want to shop around or consider a different mesh setup. Remember, tech is always evolving, and ASUS regularly updates firmware that might fix some of the current hiccups. If the idea of managing your home network with an app appeals to you, and you value security features bundled in, the ZenWiFi XT8 holds plenty of promise. It's also future-proof in terms of supporting the latest Wi-Fi 6 standard, so you're less likely to have to replace it soon as new devices come out. But be aware of the trade-offs around reliability and price. Before you rush off, here's a tip. Prices on Amazon change fast, especially for popular tech like this. So if you decide the ASUS ZenWiFi XT8 is right for you, I've put the best current price link down in the description. Grab it while it's hot. And if your internet feels slow or your dead zone stubborn, this router could be the upgrade you need. Just go in with eyes wide open about its imperfections. Thanks for sticking with me through this honest review. Your Wi-Fi experience can make or break your day, and choosing the right hardware matters. I hope this deep dive helped clear up the hype and gave you a realistic feel for what ASUS ZenWiFi XT8 delivers. Happy surfing, and may your connections be solid and your buffers be few.